Hey, Ashley,
Hello, Jill.
can you hear me okay?
I can hear you good. Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yes, perfect. I just found the right link. That's perfect.
Awesome.
Great. And do we have anyone in our room yet?
We do not yet. We have actually, sorry, we have one person. So maybe wait a
Wonderful.
couple minutes for a couple more people to come in and then I'll introduce you and you're off and running. And you are sharing your screen. Is that correct, Jill?
No, actually, we're not going to do that today.
Okay, you're not
But
doing
if you would be so kind to post what we talked about, that'd be super.
Absolutely. So I have a couple of links that Tony had sent me. Do you want me to just copy and paste those? Those, like, I think there's two links.
That's
Do
perfect. Actually,
you,
there should be three. One of them schedule, one's about kindness circles, and one's the publicity.
okay, let me
There sh-
make sure that I have all of
thank,
those. Yeah,
thank you
I
so
do. I
much.
actually do have. I have all three of those. So
Perfect.
just give me a cue of when you want me to post them, and I will copy and paste them into the chat box.
Oh, good. So you'll be here the whole time is
Oh
what
yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
Oh,
And
perfect.
I'm also going to, when people come in, just say to mute everybody. Would you like people to leave their videos on if they want, or do you want me to turn everyone's videos off?
I would actually love their videos to be on. If I
Okay.
could see them would be amazing because I would actually really like to interact with people.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll definitely I'll just mute everybody so there's no background noise and no interruption on there. But I'll keep track of the questions and everything like that
Oops.
too.
Oh, you're kind of going in and out.
Oh, I'll keep track of the questions for you as well.
Oh, I can't hear you at all. I'm
Uh-oh.
sorry.
Let me try this really quick one. Is that better? No?
No, not quite. Am I coming through okay? Are
You're
we
coming
okay on
through okay.
sound?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
Yeah.
can't. Yeah.
You can't hear me? Let me I'm gonna refresh my
There we go.
screen. Is it good now?
Yeah, whatever you did, I don't know, but it's good now.
Okay. I think it's my internet. I think it's going, it kind of, now it's saying it's at 100%. So welcome
Excellent.
everyone. Welcome everyone. The next speaker we have is Jill. It's how to stay visible in uncertain times using publicity. Jill is an international speaker. She's an author of 4 best-selling books. Jill is a master strategist on how to position your business for more profitability and more visibility in your marketplace. She is a CEO and has over 25 years experience working with over 100,000 people plus national and international media. Jill teaches a virtual publicity crash course and consults and speaks all over the world. Please welcome to our stage, Jill.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, Ashley. And hello, hello. I can see you. I love seeing you. Please keep your videos on. It's a beautiful thing. I'd love to give you some great content, help you with that visibility building in today's market, and then do some maybe interactive talk and connection with you. So be ready with questions. I love them. You can also post them in the chat if that's easier for you, and Ashley can read them to me after. So if that's easier for you, please feel free to do that. Mostly, I'm just glad you're here today because what we're talking about is the power of publicity to get yourself out there in ways that people know you exist. And they need to know you exist because your message matters. Listen, I've worked with all kinds of thought leaders and light workers and spiritual people and people who I didn't even understand they were so far out there what they were actually telling me because I'm able to bridge very well the spiritual and the practical, right? And listen to who people are and what they need to get themselves out there in a more simple and easy way. So I'd love to share some great tips with you today about how to get your message out there and to connect in ways that the media cares about what you do. So here's the power of publicity that I think is really important for you to know. Number one, It builds credibility. It gives you visibility. It creates, well, recognition in the marketplace. It gives you the kind of attention that, frankly, you deserve, right? It gives you familiarity. And how about trust? That's really important, right? We need trust in the marketplace today. And then we need opportunities to create that ongoing exposure. And I only mean the good kind. We want exposure in the marketplace. And additionally, what I love about the power of publicity and have seen is that it creates like a larger web, right? A larger web for you to weave so that you can reach far more people. And that's a good thing. And then let's talk about the power of bringing profits and prospects to you. So it's an attraction factor. It's a powerful strategy that gives you the kind of really recognition that you deserve. And frankly, I saw one self-published author as an example, and you don't have to be an author to get publicity. You just need to do publicity, whatever you're doing. So I work with, coaches, consultants, authors, speakers, small business owners, really all kinds of folks, healers, helpers, light workers, all kinds of people to really get your name out there and increase that visibility factor. And one thing God has given me a great talent in is the ability to translate people's messages, right? Because here's the truth. I know you think like what you do is super great, and I'm sure it is. But the reality is that we have to translate it to media. So just this morning, I was talking to basically a very large organization that does all kinds of meditation and has a guru at the top of it who is an international amazing leader with hundreds of thousands of people in multiple countries. And one of the things I said is, listen, we cannot be using some of the Sanskrit language because it's difficult for Westerners to understand, right? And so we have to take a message and then, shall I say, translate it to easier language. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of Gabriel Cousins. He's really amazing, beautiful man. Yeah, good. I see you recognize him. He was one of my clients, and he wrote a great book called Conscious Eating. Now, Gabriel is a medical doctor, Columbia trained, but now he's doing, shall we say, more unique and unusual things. And what's interesting is we took his book, which was really called Conscious Eating. It's on Ayurvedic eating. And we took that book and actually translated it to ways to eat healthy, right? That was it. Because nobody even knew what Ayurvedic was or how to spell it. And even conscious eating was too big of a display, so to speak. So by shifting that story, do you know he got on ABC TV, Channel 7, on ways to eat healthy for the new year? That was the story that worked. So I just really want that to sink in. So a couple other things I want to sink in that are very important is that I want you to think of publicity like a garden. I want you to plant seeds, I'm planting seeds now, right? I want you to plant seeds so that your publicity garden grows 3, 6, and 9 months ahead, right? 3, 6, and 9 months ahead. That's important and a key to people knowing and respecting your message. And my friends, then we want to talk about like right now. So my health coaches, we're talking about COVID and what to do and how to stay healthy. My relationship experts are talking about what do you do during lockdown? I mean, here in the Bay Area, some of you know we're going back into lockdown if you're in the Bay Area, right? And so, for instance, my parenting coach, she talks about how do you raise children in a time when you have to be so many multiples of things, including a teacher and a parent, right? And how do you deal with that? Or my relationship expert, who we made her the quarantine Cupid and got her into WGN in Chicago, a major radio station. So do you see how we're translating messages? My African American client right now, I said, you know what? She's a communication coach. And I said, we're not going to talk about that, although we had a whole nother story planned. Let's talk about being a strong Black woman in today's Black movement matters, right? Black Lives Matter movement. Let's talk about that. And that was the story that got her into places and spaces that she never would have gotten in before had she not translated her story. So I want you to really pay attention to what's going on right now. Can we do something right now that's a powerful story that will last? Or for right now, just for right now, like I had a woman who's a dating coach. This was fun. And while the elections was happening, she did a lot of interviews on, can a Democrat date a Republican and can a Republican date a Democrat? Turns out they can, but it all depends on the people. Anyway, the point is that just got to figure out and work with what message is going to drop into the media that will be a wonderful message that will leave your footprint, your imprint, and frankly, increase your recognition factor and your web, as I like to call it, your beautiful web that will then increase your tribe, that will increase your recognition, that will give you more people to serve, my friends. Because why I'm so passionate about the power of publicity is it really helps you get your message out. And what I know about the people who are at this New Living Expo, because I've been at this for years too, is that you are messengers. You're attracted here, right? You're messengers. You have something, you're attracted into this room with me to talk about publicity. I already know that you're messengers. And good news for you, I'm a messenger of messengers. And so let's look at a great way to get your message out right now. That's a formula that I created that makes it really simple. You're going to like this. Okay, so here it is. The problem today is, and then I want you to fill in that blank. Like, what's the problem out there? Not what do you do? Now, this is the thing, honestly, a lot of you have to get away from is stop telling people what you do and start talking about the problem today, right? The problem today. That's where you want to stay focused. And that actually excites people and interests them. The other truth about media is that what they care about is what gives their readers, their viewers, their listeners value and benefit. Ashley told you I wrote 4 books. One of them is called Guerrilla Publicity. And when I wrote Guerrilla Publicity, I was privileged to talk to media across the country. People who were like Entrepreneur Magazine, that would be good for you, right? Because you're all entrepreneurs, or Fast Company. And I interviewed them and I said, what do you love and what do you hate about publicity? And well, their answers were as varied as you are, but they agreed about 2 things. And that is, you must give value and benefit at all times. So write those words down. The other thing I want you to be is consistent and persistent in the media. Be consistent and persistent in the media. Now, what's interesting, before I give you the other part of the formula, in the word message are 2 letters, and that begins with me, meaning in the word message is me. The last 4 letters are sage. Last 4 letters of the word message is sage. Isn't that interesting? So in the word message is me, sage. This is where I like you to tap yourself in your heart and say, me, sage. Would you do that for me, please? Me, sage. I can see you. Me, sage, right? You got to just claim it. And then, interestingly enough, the first 4 letters of message are mess. That's what we want to avoid. Now, isn't that interesting? All those words are in the word message. And really, if I had a platform to stand on or a soapbox or whatever that expression is, I would stand on the platform that you must have your message right. One of the things I've been doing for over 18 years is helping people get major book deals and any book deal with publishers and agents. And I've been quite successful in that. In fact, let me just show you. I just have to show you because it's so fun. This is a wonderful woman, Susie Carter. She used to work with Lisa Nichols. Many of you might have heard of Lisa Nichols. And if you haven't, go look her up. She's awesome. Anyway, this is a book called Power Your Profits. And a woman named Susie wrote this. And when I met her, not a word was written. Okay, check that out. Because she just had a great idea. And because she had so much publicity, we were able to get her a major book deal with Simon & Schuster. I'm talking 6-figure book deal, which is amazing, because I want you to write this down. Publicity equals impact equals influence. Publicity equals impact equals influence. And the reason Susie could get such a major deal is because she had a lot of influence, right? And so what I've seen in helping people get book deals, and most of these people you've never heard of per se, but the reason they get book deals is because they either have a great idea like Susie did, or they have a topical idea like the woman who was an opioid addict, who I got her a book deal with a recovery and spiritual press because she had a great, well, frankly, opioid story to manage and to help disseminate, because she had healed from it. What a wonderful story, right? And so that was a great, that was a great possibility and book deal for her. So usually it's either topical, and I say this because what I've seen, I mean, any of you who want to get maybe or talk about publicity or books, please let me know. And actually, go ahead and post in the chat. If anybody does want to talk to me further, please feel free to schedule a time with me, and she'll put that in the chat under jilllublin.com/schedule. So if you particularly got questions about publicity or publishing, please let me know. And so what I want to share with you is, in these visibility building activities, the first one is creating your message, right? So now I gave you the first part of that formula. And then the second part of that formula is you want to give solutions. I encourage you to give 3 solutions, right? 3 solutions. Tell people what to do. So here's mine. Now, let me just tell you, this is going to become a script. Yes, a script. Why? So you don't have to remember it. So you don't have to think about it. So that when people ask you, what do you do? You've got a great answer. So that when the media, interviews you, you know what to say. This is the first part of what you say, right? And so here's mine. Okay, so I'll demonstrate this for you. The problem today is 4 out of 5 businesses will go out of business because you have no clue how to create publicity without spending a fortune. I want to give you 3 guerrilla publicity tips today for how to get your message in the media. The first way to get noticed is to create your ooh, ah factor. Could be a new mantra, don't you think? The second way is to create the I've heard of you somewhere syndrome. And the third way is focus on networking magic and show up in your communities at least twice a month for name and face recognition. That's it. Now, I want you to notice a couple things. Number one, I actually really did give you real PR tips. These are real things to do. Part of them are sound bites. They're fun. They're easy to remember, right? Create your ooh, ah factor. Create the I've heard of you somewhere syndrome. These are fun and easy things to remember, right? And I want you to start thinking about, wow, how could I create something that's easy and fun to remember that would integrate, I'll tell you what else I did, all the names of my books. In some of your case, so I said I want to give you 3. Check it out, guerrilla publicity tips. And the first way to, this is one of my books on McGraw-Hill. First way to get noticed, it's called Get Noticed, Get Referrals. I don't have to put the whole thing in there, right? And the third way is from my book, Networking Magic. Third way is focus on networking magic and show up in your communities. So you see where I'm going with this now. You don't have to have a book to do this. You can use a coaching program. You can use one word from your business title or name. It's all good, my friends. Just get something in there so that the recognition factor increases and expands. That's a very good thing. So that's the formula for your message. Keep it simple. And here's what else I did. I kept it in 5-year-old language. I took 25 years worth of PR experience and gave you literally thousands of dollars of advice in 3 simple solutions in 5-year-old language. So this is something I've noticed with a lot of people that I've worked with, that sometimes the message is too complicated, right? And like I said in the beginning, this is one of my, I call it gifts from God, is the ability to translate messages, right? You got to get it easy and simple. And that's really important. Now, just for those of you who might have come in, just to know, we're going to do a little bit of presentation. I'm going to let you, know how to work with me. And then also I want to take questions from you. So please, if you have questions, type them in the chat, write them down, whatever works. But we will do an interactive part with you in just a bit, just FYI, just letting you know. Okay, let's talk about the ooh, ah factor for just a moment, shall we? And that's about creating that ooh, ah, what is it about you that makes people go ooh and ah? So I had a woman, she's a stress coach. She was in my virtual publicity class. She ended up working with me ongoingly, and she wanted to get a book done. Why is she a stress coach? Well, because she actually had breast cancer. And when she told her husband she had breast cancer, he left her. Can you imagine? I mean, that's stressful. Not only does she have breast cancer, now her husband's left her, right? Here she is alone, fourth stage breast cancer, I might add. So you can imagine, and as she likes to tell the story, it certainly taught her a lot about how to deal with stress, and was, a very difficult time in her life. But it made her a darn good stress coach. And she actually had always wanted to get a book done. I helped her do that. It's now called 5 Minutes to Stress Relief. I helped her get in Cosmopolitan magazine because being a woman, being in breast cancer, and October, what is Breast Cancer Awareness Month? So she was in the October Cosmopolitan magazine talking about, what do you think? Stress, breast cancer, how it contributes, all that good stuff, all the things that she does. So what I want to share with you is, we didn't like lead in going, I'm a coach, I'm a coach, I'm a coach, right? It was, in other words, I always want you to be serving people with what you do, but you got to find, I call it push the right button, right? We got to push the right button for media. What is it that makes it interesting to them? And that, my friends, is what I like to call your ooh, ah factor, or using everything you've got. Use everything you've got. So the women I work with, we might do something for International Women's Day, March 8th. The African American clients I have, we're probably focusing in right now on Black Lives Matter. The Hispanic clients I work with, we're going to Hispanic media. And Christian clients to Christian media, Jewish clients to Jewish media, spiritual clients to spiritual media, and so on and so forth. Use everything you've got, everything. I remember in my virtual publicity course, this man in the Zoom, I saw this head bang, and he goes, oh my gosh, Jill, I've never thought about the fact that I'm Pakistani. Like, I could be using this, right? He says, absolutely. And he Googled in Los Angeles, where he lives. He said, do you know there are 5 Pakistani newsletters? Yes. He got in 3 of them, reached 20,000 more people just by doing that. Now that's the power of publicity. Right? A financial advisor I was working with, he actually also had a wife dealing with breast cancer. And as he said, he didn't know what to do. He actually wrote a guy's guide to breast cancer. And then on top of that, answered a blog all about that, nothing about his financial advising. And again, in the month of October, using everything he's got, he got in one blog as an example. Do you know his web visits went up by 35% immediately after that blog quote? Now that's the power of publicity, right? And so I want you to use all aspects of who you are, all aspects of your story, because here's the good news. Once you're in media, who controls your message? You do, right? And so you might get into media about one thing, but what's most important is that you're in media, right? And what's most important is that you're using all parts of who you are, and then you're able to impact and influence others. Because remember, publicity equals impact equals influence. Very powerful. I want to, if I may, with The Profit of Kindness, this is my 4th book actually, and I want to tell you one of the things we did that was really successful, because as much as I'd love to say to you that I got in 7 Fox TV news interviews literally in the first week, that's not true. Meaning I didn't get in there because I wrote a book. I got in there because I pushed the right button. And I think the thing we can all agree about is that we've had a divided states of America. And especially, with the election year and everything we've just come through, it's been intense out there. And that was one thing. That was the story that actually got me into those Fox TV interviews, on CBS morning shows in Virginia. Here in the Bay Area, I was actually on mornings on 2, and in Sacramento, I was on Good Day Sacramento. Lots of great stuff. Literally, Inc. magazine and Forbes magazine twice now for Profit of Kindness. And it's never just about the book. And I really want you to hear this. It's about finding the right story. Like in the business publications I'm in, it's about using kindness in business. In the typical radio or Fox or podcasts or blogs, I'm talking about something more about division and how we need to come together as a kinder nation, right? And so, and when you get a moment, go to profitofkindness.com and you can see some of the wonderful media we've done, and it's been just a great joy. But one of the seeds God planted in my heart was the opportunity to do what I like to now call kindness circles. And when the pandemic hit, I'm like, there's no better time that all of us need to get together and be kinder, more collaborative, and connected to each other more than ever before. We need this. We need this now. So I've been doing these kindness circles. And in fact, why I found out that November 13th is World Kindness Day. Did you know that? November 13th is World Kindness Day. How did I find that out? Because I want you to do this. You're going to register yourself in Google Alerts. So I put in the word kindness, and boy, up popped World Kindness Day, right? And then this year, because of everything we've been going through, I decided to do a kindness summit. It was on November 13th in celebration of World Kindness Day. It was so successful. We had over 100 people registered that came and showed up and stayed for 3 hours. It was beautiful. That I'm now going to do a year of kindness. So I do want to invite you, if I might, and Ashley, go ahead and post that if you would, to my year of kindness. It's literally every single month we're going to gather in circle. We're going to be collaborative, connected, and miracles are occurring. People are getting great leads. And I want to invite you into that circle so that we can celebrate together, literally, a year of kindness. And I think that's really important, that we keep doing this and that we stay connected as community. Somebody give me a thumbs up if the stuff's appearing in the chat, if you would be so kind, because I can't see Ashley. Ashley, are not yet? Okay, thank you. Ashley, if you're here, is there anything in the chat, Candace? Oh, there's Ashley. Hi, Ashley.
Hello.
Would you be so kind to post the scheduling link as well as the kindness circle link?
Yes, I will. Yes.
That'd be great. And go ahead and post the last one too. It's good.
Okay, I will post all 3.
You're awesome. Thank you, Ashley.
You're welcome.
I love this kind of remote office. It's so cool. She's like the little angel in the back, right? Which she is, I know. So the point is that kindness circles, and that's what's actually gotten continuous ongoing visibility and publicity. So what I did was I gave you a really great tactic. I want you to go to Google Alerts. In Google Alerts, this is completely free. I want you to put in one word, like in my case, it was kindness. It's also publicity. It's also your name, right? And so that when there is any stories about this, you can be told and it will show up. And that's how the Kindness Summit got started. That's how I know it's World Kindness Day and November 13th. That's how we're doing a year of kindness. All of that started from knowing that. So I hope to see you in my year of kindness. It'll be great to celebrate with you ongoingly. And by the way, the other thing we're going to do is every single month we're going to have thought leaders. A man who wrote a book called Love is Just Damn Good Business. A woman named Marcy Shimoff, who's amazing, who wrote Happy for No Reason. She's going to be part of it. So we're going to have amazing thought leaders all year long, along with interactive, collaborative, connected community kindness circles. So the part about getting media is that you've got to, you remember, push the right button, find the right way, and use what I like to call everything you've got. And my friends, no matter what you do, the good news is people are going to say yes. to you, right? And no matter what you do, I also want you, check this out, to say yes to the media, no matter what they ask you. Okay, I want you to hear that. It doesn't matter what they ask you, you're going to say yes. And sure, I can talk about that. So recently I was teaching my publicity course, it's virtual, and I get a text from a WFAA in Dallas, Texas. And they said, Jill, we want you to talk about the biggest ad agency who just got fired because they made a racist remark. And I said, oh, wow, like I didn't even know this happened. And by the way, it was Motel 6 who fired them, followed by Dr. Pepper, followed by Cracker Barrel, followed by, I mean, it was just not a good day for that ad agency. Let me say that, because they did the wrong thing. Right. And what happened was they ended up getting fired. And I said to the guy, yes, I'd be happy to do it, but I can do it after 4:30 today because I'm teaching my publicity course, and then we can get on Zoom. And guess what? He immediately, said, okay, just give me a great quote. See, this is what I want you to understand. You don't have to come up with the scientific whatevers. You just have to have great opinions, which when you know your own source material, I promise you, you will. And how I found the segment on Dallas TV was that the next day, Jill Lublin popped up, my Google alerts. And that's what I also want for you, is to pop up no matter what's going on, so that you can know that you're in the news. The other really good resource I want you to use is called nationaldaycalendar.com. Nationaldaycalendar.com, write that down. And that's another great resource for monthly calendar listings, which will get you into the media and help you understand what and where you can fit in. Like an organizer I was working with, she was so cute. She's, there is National Organizing Month, for example. And then we created our own holiday called Find Your Desk Day. Now, by the way, is this just me, or do other people have trouble finding their desk? I don't know. But anyway, especially now as we're in, a different mode, right? And so an interior designer recently I was working with, we're having her go out with a story about how do you create a home that works in childcare, and having a kitchen and 3 offices and everybody's home, and what do you do with the kids, right? And how do you make space and create space so that it works well for everyone? And that's a good story. Okay, so I'm going to come back to you with questions, and any questions I can answer. Before I go there, I do want to let you know how you can continue to work with me, which is I teach a virtual publicity course. This is a no nonsense, get it done, roll up our sleeves, literally in one virtual day, and it is all on Zoom. We are interactive, we're going into breakouts. I'm giving you the what to do and systems for how to get your publicity done. And we're going to have a system every 30 days, every 60 days, and every 90 days to help you create that publicity and visibility so that your message matters. And I'm going to spill all the secrets that most people will never tell you. We're going to, most importantly, my friends, we're going to get your publicity done, literally, that day. We're going to do 3 documents, and then you're going to have templates you can use for everything and every time. So it's very practical. It's very tactical. You can probably tell by now I'm a very practical kind of woman, but I can also, frankly, bridge worlds, and bridge particularly spiritual and business. And also I have a real talent for finding the message that matters. So we're going to do that in that day. Here's how you register. You go to publicitycrashcourse.com, put in the code Stay Visible. It's all lowercase and it's case sensitive. And here's the good news for you. It's in the pandemic, I've completely lowered my price, and the investment's only $197. Full day, everything you need, get your publicity right so that the media can say yes to you. So go to publicitycrashcourse.com, put in the code Stay Visible, all lowercase, case sensitive, and that will give you the fabulous pandemic pricing. So look forward to seeing all of you. You can pick the day that works for you. And I think Ashley has posted that also in the chat. Is that true? Give me a thumbs up. Perfect, Ashley. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And you're awesome. What I'd love to do is take some Q&A, and I mean, I hope that I've given you a lot to not only chew on, but actually to do, and creating a message that matters and creating that visibility factor in getting a larger, wider net to attract people to you, because that's what we want. We want people attracted to you. And I love the power of publicity because it's one of the most impactful, profound, simple, yet highly effective. And did I mention, like, frankly, it doesn't cost any money when you're featured in media and they're talking about you, so that other people start talking about you too. And that creates, my friends, the "I've heard of you somewhere" syndrome. That's what I want for you, because your message matters. Your message matters. And what I'd love to do is open it up, Q&A. Ashley, do you see any questions, particularly in the chat? And happy to help any
No,
way I can.
there's no questions in the chat yet.
Whoops, you're going wild again on your
There,
internet.
there are no questions in the chat.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know exactly who's in the room, although I can see Candace. Hi, Candace. And thank you for keeping your camera on and paying attention. I've seen other people's cameras pop on and off, and thank you all for being here, no matter what. I wanted to to open it up and see if you have any questions in general, those of you listening. Is there anything I can help you with in particular?
Candace, you are muted too. I can unmute you if you need. Actually, sorry, I can't unmute you. So at the bottom of your screen, it will say start video, stop video, and then the second button, it will have a little microphone. Yeah. Press that.
Oops.
Now it says, okay, there you are.
Well, Ashley, just so you know, we can't hear you. I think your internet's wonky.
Oh, I hear her. Can you hear me?
Oh, it looks like Candace figured it out. Oh, Candace, unmute. Yeah, you got it now. Go for it.
Yeah, I use Zoom a lot. I teach on Zoom, so I'm not terribly well versed.
Oh,
can you
Candace,
hear me now?
I can't. You know what, hon? I can't hear you. Something's wonky on the internet connections, Ashley. You all can hear me okay, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my video off, so then it's a better connection.
Okay, let's see if hopefully, Candace, that'll help. Okay, try it now, Candace. Unmute yourself again.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Now I can. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'll just say I don't have, I don't have a specific question. I'm just thinking about all the information that you gave me, which is a lot and very good, and I'm very grateful. I've always worked word of mouth, with people that I know, and I'm in a spiritual center, and I've been a yoga teacher, a breath worker, a spiritual counselor, and things like that. But I would like to move out and get more exposure. So I have not been involved in any local networking groups, but I know they are here. What is the best way to find out where the networking groups to just get in, more connected in other arenas with people that aren't in my immediate circle?
Yes, great question. Where do you live?
I live in Pennsylvania.
Okay. So one thing, truthfully, it doesn't even matter where you live these days, which is kind of good news, I think. Mm-hmm. So a couple things I really like, and by the way, a couple of my clients right now, I have a sound healer, spiritual minister, a breath, what's the modality called? Why am I forgetting? Anyway, point is, people just like you, because it's a very specific modality. So one of the things is translating that message. So remember that part. And as far as networking, I'd probably recommend eWomen Network. And I'm happy to make the intro for you, where you can go to a chapter meeting and see if you like it. And they're all on Zoom now, which is super cool. Okay. eWomen Network, it's called. Okay. Or I like Polka Dots. That's another really good and fun group.
Okay.
Those two are my recommendations, and what you can do, feel free to reach out to me, and I can, if you email support@jilllublin.com. I don't know if you, support@jilllublin.com, lots of L's in there.
Yeah.
Then we can just ask for introductions to both Polka Dot and eWomen, and we can help handle that from there.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. And I hope to be able to see you in my course. I'm really good with this defining the message when you've kind of been heads down like this.
Yeah, exactly. That'd be great. I will.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. And I think if there's any other questions, Ashley, do you see anything else?
I do not see any questions right now.
Okay. Well, I think then that's fine. We can assume that hopefully I've served you well and been delighted to be connected to you to help you with your next step. And appreciate you swinging by my room and really, really keep your message out there, because I'll tell you again and I'll remind you again, your message matters. Your message matters. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Peace and-
Jill. Thank
Peace
you.
and blessings. Bye-bye.
Bye. I don't know how to turn this off. Good afternoon. Good, how are you? So it looks like do you have two screens open with the same link on them? Because I see two pictures of you. Yeah, so it looks like you have two different pages, two pages open with the same link because I see a double picture of you. One says muted and one says not muted. Okay, then that's good. Now I can just see one picture of you and I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay. So there's 27 people in your room. I'm going to record this now. Welcome everyone. The next presenter we have is Paul. Paul lived in India for 14 years from 1998 to 2012, where he studied with the Saint Sir, excuse me for my saying, I'm sure Paul will explain what that is, Kalstrawa. During this time, Paul experienced many miracles and witnessed the reality of what is truly possible as a human being. Welcome to the stage, Paul.